It's a fall tradition, homecoming weekend here in Chardon. The students have rallied, the queen has been chosen, and the band has finished the parade. And all of it revolves around this Friday night football contest. Great to have you with GTV tonight. Jamie Ward with John Walsh. And John, tonight it's the Rangers of North High School in Eastlake coming to Chardon. Toppers, winners of 3 straight. This should be a pretty good game.
Yeah, ideally they're evenly matched here. You got one running team, one passing team, opening a pack season for both these squads, and they've had their rough weeks. You know, both of them had experienced Chardon in their first 2 weeks, North definitely last week and a couple weeks ago, but they're both trying to get back on track and get that first pack win.
And, of course, the Hilltoppers did not win a Premier Athletic Conference game last season, so that's something that they can right here in the very beginning. Toppers at 3-2, North is at 2-3, and there's going to be a difference in styles. North is going to like to throw the ball, spread it out, and of course Chardon is going to run the traditional wing tee and try to deceive their opponent.
Yeah, and quite honestly, defensively this year, North has had a lot of problems with the run, and that definitely plays into Chardon's favor. But it should be an evenly matched contest. We hope a good competitive game, and the Hilltoppers can come away with this homecoming and initial pack win tonight.
Well, we'll have the kickoff, but first, enjoy some of the pregame here on GTV.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing the 2010 Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band. On your left, Senior Field Commander Nora Robinson. On your right, Assistant Field Commander Sarah Cunningham. All band members are wearing pink ribbons tonight to show their awareness of breast cancer. All right, Topper fans, put those hands together for the Chardon High School fight song. Ladies and gentlemen, to conduct our country's national anthem and the Chardon High School alma mater, tonight we welcome Mr. Sean Cunningham, class of 1985. Would you please rise and join us now in honoring our country? right, Hilltopper fans, put your hands together for the Hey Song.
There you see the Chardon Hilltoppers taking the field here at Memorial Field.
Yeah, quite a little route they took there. They built a wall of students and stuff, and they ran through it. But it looked like total chaos at the beginning.
Yeah.
Just a mass of kids, the band coming out and everything. But somebody organized them in a nice little route.
And now they're going to walk off, and the football team is ready to go again. Jamie Ward here with John Walsh. John, we had a chance to see the homecoming queen get crowned before the game, so congratulations to senior Caitlin Mers, a varsity cheerleader, this year's homecoming queen.
Yes, as well as the other members of the court. I believe you have their names. You can read off real quick.
Well, yeah, the other people that were up there today that you can see actually by switching over to our other GTV channels for those festivities. Stephanie Bartol, Cody Griffiths, Phoenix Cook, Jacob Hollinger, Rachel Gilbert, Colin Lopez, Caitlin Mers, Matthew Stevenson, and Maria Vranko. And also it looks like Brian Ledakin was another one. Congratulations to all the members of the court. And also the float contest was won by the class of 2013.
So now you folks are all updated as to what's happened here.
And now we're set for the football game. North will receive the football, John.
And North will be defending the south goal.
Yes, they'll be defending the south goal. They'll be headed toward the north goal, toward the scoreboard.
And we're guessing, if you look at the Chardon team out there, you see pink tape shoes, pink socks, pink bands. We believe that is for Breast Awareness Month.
It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which started on October 1st. And I talked with Coach DePofi. He said that it was actually the team's decision to do that, and they've all kind of they have pink in different ways. All of them have a small pink sticker on their helmet as well. Some of them have decided to be a bit more flamboyant with the pink, though, than others.
Well, it's nice to see there's pink in the cheerleaders' headbands, ribbons in their hair, as we finally get around to the kickoff.
Tyler Hogan will kick off for Chardon. Back to receive for the Rangers is Dan Volk, and we are underway. It's not a good kick, and it'll go out of bounds. That, of course, is a penalty. So
they got the option of a re-kick or bring it out to the 35. And
North will take it at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, it's unless you got a really good kick returner. Normally you do take 35's like a nice little starting point. Unless you got that dynamite Ted Ginn or something back there.
Let's take a look at the Rangers offense first. On the offensive line, Nick Polito, David Blatnick, Michael Frank, Mitch Bartholomé, and Jeremy Lemieux as the snap. There's the quarterback, George Gresko, rolling, and he has his receiver. That is Phil Arnold, and the Rangers with a quick first down to start.
Yeah, he just hit that in between the zone. Chardon was running a zone coverage on that one. Hit the seam right in between it there, and between the linebacker and the deep man, and was able to get the completion.
No huddle offense. Give right up the middle. That's number 47, a junior, Brennan Torok.
Yeah, didn't get much out there, maybe a gain of a yard or so.
North, though, is in a hurry, John. They probably have scripted this opening drive, and they're ready to go. They know what they're calling.
Yeah, I don't think historically they're a no-huddle team, which, you know, some of them are, like Edge used to be, Manor was for a while.
Straight drop, thrown over to Josipovic, who dropped it incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
Actually, looking at the depth charts and the starters, North has a decent amount of two-way people, so I seriously doubt they're a total no-huddle offense. Because you besides tiring your guys off, they got to come back on defense. That doesn't work well. I think this is just to throw some new wrinkle at Chardon.
Pass over the middle and complete to Dan Volk. He was wide open into the secondary, all the way down to the 20-yard line, and a very late flag comes in.
Yeah, it's got to be somebody got a little bit high and got maybe a piece of the face mask or something. Because really, Volk just kept rambling. He kept moving so nobody could really get a hit. They were on him, but not really hitting him. Oh, no, personal foul against North.
Wow. It was after the play, so they'll get the first down, but they'll have to go back 15 yards.
Wow, that's somebody. I didn't really see anything. Somebody must have done a bit more talking than they really should have.
In the backfield for the Rangers, we've mentioned Torok already. Jordan Morris is a junior. He's not in the game right now. Gresko from the shotgun. Has time, throwing right side, and again it's Volk. He's open, and it's another Rangers first down.
Yeah, they're getting these guys a little bit too open. You're going to have to play a little man-to-man and stay tight on them because these guys are coming wide open. And Gresko, he's only a junior, but he's in his second year of varsity experience. He knows what's going on here and is able to find these open guys.
Again, in a hurry. Short pass to Morris, left side, 10 to the 5, and down to the 2-yard line.
Yeah, North has put together, like you said, they've come out with this no-huddle, which has kind of thrown Chardon for a little bit of a loop. Then this air attack, and it's been very, very effective so far.
No, we're not going to have an opportunity, it doesn't look like, to introduce the Chardon defense, at least not yet. Fake and a wide open touchdown run by George Gresko. That's his 3rd touchdown on the ground this season, and just like that, it took 90 seconds. North is on top 6-0.
Well, they only ran the ball twice, and one of them was on that touchdown run by the quarterback keeper there. That was just an air attack, and they came at him quick. I don't think Chardon, that was a good little strategy for North to come out of the locker room with.
It's one way to take this large homecoming crowd out of the game early, and Chardon has struggled in the first quarter. We'll talk more about that as the extra point by Anthony Dakin is good. 10:33 to play in the first period. We'll take a break here on GTV. Well, John, it is a very chilly evening here in the first day of October, but it's beautiful weather, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, it's football weather. I mean, you got to expect this in Northeast Ohio come October, November, maybe even into September at some point. But it's not unpleasant. You know, if you dress properly, you're fine, and we got a football game going.
Rangers kick in the air. Dan Beliveau, the quarterback, will field it at the 7, and it's a little bit of trickery. Who's got it? It's Nick Ruckel. He's across the 35, and it looks like he just tripped up a little bit. Great return, though. John, I think he might have gone the whole way had he not tripped up there.
Yeah, that was like a little modification of the Where's Waldo play. You know, they kind of just got the 4 guys. Normally, Where's Waldo is geared for people that kick it deep, and the whole team goes into like a scrum. and then everybody shoots off. It's like fireworks going off. That they just got the 4 deep guys together and pulled one, but it worked effectively. Little trickery coming from both sides of the field
We
tonight.
could have a high scoring. There's Zach Barry up the middle, across midfield into Ranger territory down to the 44-yard line. 46 make that.
Yeah, North came at Chardon with what they do best, which is throw the ball. Chardon's going to come right back with counter-punching with the fullback up the middle and other running plays. So, yeah, we could have a high scorer going on here tonight.
Second down 4. Dan Beliveau, the senior, under center. Nate Coy in motion. The give again up the middle to Barry. He has been a workhorse for Chardon.
Depending on the spot, he should be very close to that first down marker.
It's going to be third down. Referee says he was just short.
Yeah, about a half yard or so.
But Zach Barry, the junior, 92 carries now on the year. He's close to 500 yards here at the halfway point, and they like to grind him play after play.
There's nothing wrong with that. This offense, when it first started, the wing T, was geared on fullback running.
There you see him again. First down, Chardon to the 35-yard line.
And they got a good one here because Barry's a strong, just straight-ahead runner. He's not an east-west guy. He's strictly a north-south, but he runs hard and explosive, and that's exactly what Chardon's doing.
On the line, quickly, left tackle is Pat Sweeney, left guard Bobby Trofe. Centers Anthony Backiel, Will Blankenship, and Eric Pavlik are on the right side of the line for the Toppers. Give again, 4 straight carries for Barry, down to the 31.
Well, I guess it's like North. The pass is working, so just keep milking it. So might as well do the same with the run here. They haven't shown that they can stop Barry. He's been good for a minimum of 3 yards on every possession so far. So might as well just keep giving them till North proves that they can stop it.
In the backfield is Paul Judd and then Barry. You'll see Nate Coy off to the left-hand side. Now it's Judd running left side, and he's met at the line. Picks up a couple. Will bring up third down and about 5.
Yeah, that's about it. He did get the couple. But I think we're in 4-down territory down here anyhow. So Chardon's got 2 full plays here to gain their 5 yards. And the way they're running the ball tonight, I think they'll be capable of doing that.
Far side of the field lined up, Johnny Spear, number 13. The give, and it's a little reverse, and Coy will be the ball carrier, but he's going to be stopped short. No gain.
Yeah, that's about right on the line of scrimmage. He was stopped.
Judd went to Coy, and so now it's 4th down. This is a difficult situation, right? You're not in field goal range. A punt doesn't net you a lot of yards.
Yeah, you got to go for it.
Coming into the game for Chardon is Stephen Douglas, a junior, number 88. He's on the far side. Bellevau's going to go into the shotgun.
The thing is, these last couple plays have been slow in setting out. I think the quick hitters, straight handoffs are the route to go.
A lot of time for Bellevau throwing, and it's caught by Paul Judd, a first down.
Yeah, Bellevau had a little bit of pressure on him that time, but Judd also was well covered downfield. Bellevau had the presence to wait till Judd was able to break away just that little bit, lay the ball in front of him. First down, Chardon.
7 minutes, 5 seconds left here in the first quarter. Clock is running. Hilltoppers on the 18-yard line.
I just go with my big fullback again. Just milk him here.
Bellevau in center. He's going to give it to Ruckel running left side, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. Nice job there by the senior Matt Ridenour to bring him down.
Yeah, it appears to me come straight at him. Come right between the tackles, because it looks to me like North has a little more team speed than Chardon has. Every time they've tried these little counters and go to the outside a little bit, they're sealed up real quick because North just has more speed on the outside linebackers area to get out there and seal the corners.
It was a 5-yard loss. Bellevau throws, and his target was Archie Kimbrough, but it sailed over his head, and it's now 3rd and long for the Toppers.
Yeah, that ball got away from Bellevue a little bit, and he threw it actually behind Kinnebrew and a little high. You could see right after he delivered it, Bellevue started shaking his head. He was a little upset with himself on that particular toss.
Chardon coached by Jim DePofi. He's in his 10th season as head coach. Of course, he's been with the program, though, for 27 years.
Ooh, little motion. Coy jumped a little bit there.
And now it's going to bring up 3rd down and 20. It's tough for Chardon to convert on 3rd and long. You know, North looks at a 3rd and 20, and you say, well, Gresko, he averages 15 yards of completion, right? But Chardon has a different offensive scheme.
Yeah, that's the thing. Big yardage plays are, for the most part, through the air. And running teams, you know, they could break a long one, obviously, but for the most part, 5-6 yards on a play is a big play for a running play.
3 wide receivers, Kimbrough, Ruckel, and Jackson. Straight drop, he's looking for Douglas. Good throw, and it's caught, but it will be short of the 1st down.
Yeah, they're probably going to settle for the 3 here. Though I don't see anybody coming out on the field. Oh, there we go. We get the kicker coming out now.
Tyler Hogan, the junior, comes off.
Yeah, you got to take the 3. You know, I mean, I'm sure people are thinking, hey, you got it on 4th and 5 before, go for it again. But you got to put points on the board when you can. Especially after North went through that drive like that. You got to get something back for yourself.
30-yard attempt is good. Strong kick by Hogan. And so with 5:11 left in the 1st quarter, North on top of Chardon 7-3. We'll pause. Stay here on GTV. So Chardon with a successful opening drive in the fact that it put points on the board. It'll be interesting to see now if the Rangers stay with that no-huddle offense. Hogan again kicks it to the left side of the field. It bounces. That's a free ball.
That was a good one, yeah, because it kind of just died down there.
And Volk is tied up inside the 10-yard line, just inside the 10.
Yeah, that worked out good for him. It was kind of one of those. Kicked it off to the side, and the ball just kind of stuck. It was like it was Velcroed to the artificial surface there. It just stopped. The guy had to go over, pick it up, and go, and wasn't able to really get anything generated.
Let's take a quick look at the Chardon defense while we can. On the line, Anthony Bacchiel, number 65, Lou Lamauga, Will Blankenship, and Eric Pavlik are the front 4. The 2 linebackers are the Izar twins, Tom and Quinn, both juniors, identical twins. Will be playing linebacker. Gresko gives, and it looks like the ball's on the ground.
Well, that was miscommunication between the quarterback and the running back. He stuck it in his belly and tried to pull it out, but the running back had clamped down over it. So one of them, if it was an option play, misread it or misheard the play because they weren't in sync at all. They were lucky they were able to get the ball back.
Chardon will use a lot of defensive backs. They have to because of what North does. Eric Myeroff, Paul Judd, Nick Ruckel, and Nate Hinesley will play a lot of corner, and Riley Hawkins will play some safety. Gresko has time, rolling left, and his throw is over the head of Brent Briner.
Actually, that was pretty well defensed. Nate Hensley was out there. Hinesley was out there in front of it, made Greco throw it a little higher than he wanted to, and unfortunately it was too high for the receiver to even touch. So good defense by the Chardon secondary that time.
3rd down and 11, and look at the Rangers. They've got 4 receivers in the game, and they look a little confused. They've got 4 receivers to the right, 1 up on the far side. Gresko, a lot of time he's going to tuck it and run. Pump fakes, and he's swarmed. He will not have enough for the first time. Bacchiel was in on the tackle, as was Hinesley.
Yeah, that's just incredible. He couldn't find anybody open. He had excellent protection there. They gave him phenomenal protection. He was standing back, bouncing in the pocket, and then finally he was forced out of it and still wasn't able to find an open guy. Can't believe that there wasn't somebody open downfield. So that was a good adjustment by the Chardon defense that time.
Much better showing by that defense. And Favors fumbles the snap, and he's going to go down inside the 5. Brandon Favors, the junior, looked like a pretty good snap. He just mishandled it. And that is a big break for the Toppers.
Did that appear like the opening series for North was just, they looked awesome. Then all of a sudden, this time it looks like they got the 11 Stooges out there.
Yeah.
It was just incredible. It was like not the same team whatsoever.
Chardon needs to capitalize. They've got Coy in the backfield and Barry. First down and goal. Beliveau under center. The give, right side, Barry. He's going to come close, but about a yard short.
They shouldn't even think of another play call.
Just right to Barry?
Yeah, that's what they wasn't able to stop him. You got a first and goal down there. You got a fullback that they haven't been able to, the lines got good push for him. Open it up. 3 yards is like as small as gain. Just keep handing the ball to Barry.
Let's see if they will go with him. The give, no, he fakes it. Beliveau breaks a tackle and another one, and then he runs over the defender, and he's in for the score. Great job he just gave the fake to Barry, then he broke the tackle and actually ran over that defensive back on his way to the end zone. 3:06 left in the first quarter, and Chardon is on top 9-7.
Well, so far we got a strange ball game going on here. You talk about momentum shifts and all that stuff. This is like a football bouncing on the field. It's just crazy bounces.
Hogan's extra point is good, and so Chardon on top 10-7. Hilltopper fans starting to make some noise now in the stands. We'll pause here on GTV. Little footballs now flying into the stands, being thrown out by the Chardon varsity cheerleaders. There's one.
God, people are just clamoring for him, too.
Hogan's kick. Again, he's going to go to that left side, and again, it takes a great bounce. Volk picks it up and doesn't have a lot of room. Gets close to the 20, but he'll be short.
Yeah, he's got that spot down cold.
Yeah, there's a concerted effort to keep kicking it to that spot of the field.
And it seems to deaden. I don't know why that is. Like, it's one of those that Volk theoretically could have backed away and let it go into the end zone for the touchback, but that might have been risky because the ball kind of hit and died a little bit.
So we'll see which North offense we see on this particular drive. Last time out, things did not go well.
Yeah, like you said, we'll see which one shows up. First one or the second one.
Running left side is Morris. He breaks a tackle. He's fast. Across the 35 to the 40, across midfield, and holy, look at him go. That's 80 yards in the blink of an eye. And that is one way to deflect. I don't know what's going on.
I think it's more like 85 yards. Ball was on the 15.
I don't know what's going on here, John.
Well, it's going to be like a heavyweight boxing match. They just keep throwing these haymakers at each other.
High scoring. North is used to those types of games. If you look at their season so far, they've had a few games in the 50s and 60s, both winning and losing.
Yeah, last week was a bad one for them. They ran into a buzzsaw in a Lake Catholic team, which we're going to see next week here on GTV.
You're right. Dakin's extra point is good. It's 14-10. Let's take a moment to remind everybody that tonight's cablecast is funded by your cable subscriber franchise fees. And we'd like to again extend thanks to all the GTV funding communities, including those not funding tonight's contest, for their year-round support. They are Burton Village, Chardon Township, the City of Chardon, Hamden Township, Middlefield Village, and Munson Township. Thanks again for supporting GTV, and thanks to all our viewers. Well, we've played, about 9 minutes of football, and we've seen these two teams go up and down.
Yeah, this could be a long game, the way it's going. With all these scores and fairly quick scores in a couple cases here. Chardon's going to have to, unless they break a long kick return here, they're going to have to drive on this one, though. But the way they did it on their initial drive, that's not that much of a problem for them tonight.
Beliveau is back. He's the lone man back. In front of him is Coy, Ruckel, and also Riley Hawkins. So Dakin is ready, and he sends a good kick.
This is going to be a touchback. Kicked in the end zone.
Into the end zone.
That's a good way to stop a kick return, is just put it in the end zone, which is dead ball in high school.
You know, we were talking before the game about North's defense, and really they've shown some weakness when it comes to defending the run.
Yeah, that is their weakness so far this season. Teams have been able to run at them pretty good. But then again, North is a passing team. So consequently, they see a lot of passes in practice, meaning their secondary is probably better. You fall because they don't run the ball that well. Though that last play offensively kind of makes that an erroneous statement.
Beliveau is going to throw it away.
Yeah, that was a wise choice.
To his left, the helmet came off of Bobby Trofe, the senior. And so now 2:42 to play in the first quarter, and it's 14-10 North on top. But I think that's a good point. And if you look at the defense for the Rangers, they've got basically three guys on their line, but they try to sneak up a linebacker here or there if they can. But they like to use defensive backs, and maybe that is one of the ways that Chardon can do good things like we just see there. Barry straight ahead. No, I'm sorry. Beliveau faked the handoff, and he's going to lose yards.
Yeah, he kept it that time, and they were in on top of him and took him for close to a 2-yard loss. We'll call it one, but it's a long one.
3rd down and 12. Douglas and Kimbrough in for the Toppers. Douglas lines up on the near side. 3 wide receivers.
Yeah, Chardon needs something good to happen on this play.
Ruckel in motion, fakes the give. Belivau's going to run it right side, and there's nothing there. He's brought down by number 56, Patrick Stitz. And Chardon goes 3 and out.
Yeah, they're going to be doing their first punt of the evening. Excuse me.
Hilltoppers' punter is number 15, Jacob Kirsch. He's a junior. And back to receive is Dan Volk. Looks like he will do all the return duties today for the Rangers.
And they should get fairly decent field position on this punt.
Kirsch has a high punt, and then it takes a Rangers bounce. And you're right, John. North will start on the 37-yard line.
Wow, that's something when you got an offense that's working pretty strongly here. You don't want to give them the ball that deep in your own territory.
Quick strikes. And that first drive was the no huddle, and then the second drive Chardon did fine, and then Jordan Morris got to the outside and took it all the way in.
And North goes back to the air.
Long pass, Gresko down, and it is caught. That's Ben Josipovic.
That was a great adjustment by Josipovic to that one. Ruckel is looking for a flag for pass interference, but I was watching him all the way, and he just adjusted, went around, went for the ball. That's exactly what the referee saw. There was no penalty on that one.
Nick Ruckel leads the team in interceptions. In fact, he had 2 a couple of weeks ago against VASJ. Those were very crucial to the win. 1st and goal now. Running right side is Morris. He puts his head down, and a late signal touchdown. Second score for Morris, this one from 5 yards out, and it is now 20-10 North.
Oh, that puts a little pressure on the Chardon offense, though, because it looks like North's offense is pretty attuned tonight to making things happen, putting points on the board. The only way you're going to go with them is to score along with them. So the offense has got to pick up the pace, and every possession becomes critical for them now.
Extra point again is good, 21-10. There's 54 seconds left in the first quarter. Let's pause here on GTV. North will kick off. 31 points already scored here in the first quarter. I know it's only the very beginning of October, but it almost feels like Halloween.
Yeah, it does feel it. The cloud patterns in the sky gives it kind of that November-y skyline too.
Kick by Dakin. It's another good one. Beliveau fields it at the 5.
They're going to mess around with that again.
Left side is number 25. That's Riley Hawkins. Good return across the 30.
Okay, that time I didn't really understand. They did that. One guy, who was it? Bellevue actually went to the ground, which kind of nullifies the surprise. He doesn't have it, or if he does, we don't have to worry about him anymore.
Yeah, that was.
And it didn't look like he tripped. It looked like he went to the ground.
First and 10, 46 seconds left in the first quarter. Bellevau's going to give it straight ahead. Paul Judd, great run. Down to the 45. Give him about 14 yards on the carry.
Boy, Judd had that nice little opening there. Good blocking on the left side of that offensive line for Chardon. Got there and had one of those little decisions, whether to cut it back to the inside or take it to the outside. He went with the inside. Personally, I think he should have gone to the outside. I think he potentially could have broke it all the way.
Barry straight ahead. He gets wrapped up at the line, but
still gets good 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, forward progress. Again on the tackle, Patrick Stitz for North. If you just take a look at the rest of their defense, they've got Ante Lozancic, Brandon Favors, and Ethan Wiest as 3 of the linebackers. Corners are Nicholas Vogel and Phil Arnold. And then in the secondary,
I don't think they're going to get it off. They didn't.
No, you're right. They're not. So 1 quarter in the books. Catch your breath. A lot of offense. Chardon, let's see if they're up to the task, if they can put enough points on the board to stay with North. We'll be back here on GTV. Second down, 8 for the Toppers. Barry and Judd. And now Coy is in motion. The give is straight ahead. Zach Barry, 40, 35, puts a stiff arm on the defender, and he gets down to the 27-yard line.
You know, you got to love the stiff arm. You don't see many kids use it in the high school level. But I love it. The guy who was tackling him kind of hung on there, fought through it really, really well, was able to kind of slide down and get his ankle. But still, that's such an effective running
now the
technology.
Toppers moving the ball, 1st and 10. Judd in motion. The give again, Barry. And he'll still get a yard or 2.
Yeah, again, number 56 for North, which is
Patrick Stitz.
Stitz got penetration that time and was able to grab Barry before he could really get his momentum build up on him. Was able to grab him around the ankle and hold him in place. Got help from a teammate finishing him off, or it could have been a 4 or 5 yard gain.
Second down, 8. Chardon now showing a wishbone. John Connick in the game with the high pink socks. He's the ball carrier, but that line is there. Forward progress may give him a yard.
Yeah, that's about it. Maybe a little over a yard, but not quite. They have a 3rd and 7 coming up now.
Brendan Torok was in on that stop. Coming out of the game is Roger Davis.
Again, it could be 2-down territory, but the way Hogan kicked that earlier field goal, he had plenty of leg on that. They had to kick from here. It'd be, 42 yards?
Yeah. That was a good-looking kick. Let's see if they can get closer. Again, it's Connick left side. He did a nice job of burrowing himself behind that blocker, and he's going to have the first down.
Yeah. Kind of did a little whirling dervish routine there and was able to spin his way to the first down.
It looked like when he hunched over a little bit, maybe he got lost because he did a nice job of following behind the left tackle.
That's the thing. You get behind the two biggest guys and you're a smaller guy, you can get lost there. And that's definitely a technique. You know, as the NFL is coming up with these shorter running backs these days and stuff. Yeah. That's pretty much what they do, except they got 6'8" guys to hide behind.
Now Nick Ruckel is the quarterback. He fakes the give, running right, and he goes all the way down to the 2-yard line. That's going to be another first down, and the Hilltoppers will have a 1st and goal from very short yardage.
And they're doing exactly what they had to do because, like I said, they have to stop that, let the North deep or offense get a little cold on the sideline there and put some points back on the board for yourself.
Beliveau back in at quarterback. Barry is directly behind him, and Judd and Coy also in the backfield. The give straight ahead, and is that Beliveau?
As Beliveau is back in.
Beliveau fakes the give, and he gets the touchdown, and nice drive by Chardon. That's what they needed.
Yep, and again, they use that old, you figure it's going to go to Barry, the fullback up the middle, pull that out of his gut and just take it outside.
Hogan on for the extra point. 9:22 remains in the second quarter. Good snap and hold and a good kick. So the Hilltoppers pull back within 4 points. 21-17. Let's take a break here on GTV. Hogan will kick off almost dark here in Chardon. Last little remnant of the sun is behind the cloud. He goes now, Hogan to the right side, and the kick's fielded by Josipovic. And the tackle is made across the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The kickoff team for Chardon has been doing a very, very good job tonight. And it begins with that placement by the kicker Hogan, too. Once you pin him to the side, that makes it a lot easier to stop the guy because you know pretty much the area he's going to be in.
North offense is over on the sidelines. They'll come out, be ready to run a play.
Yeah, Chardon could use a good solid hold here, though.
George Gresko is a junior. He's the quarterback. He's very highly touted, mostly because of the season he had a year ago. Here he drops back. He's got too much time, rolling right, and he finds Josipovic.
Gained 5-6 yards. That was like a good solid running play.
But, John, if you're the Chardon defense, you got to know Gresko is talented. If you give him all that time, he's going to pick you apart.
Yeah, they do need to put a little more pressure on him.
Coming into the game, he had over 1,000 yards passing, 10 touchdown passes. He had also thrown 4 interceptions. I formation now by the Rangers. Running is Morris.
Ooh, got some good penetration. Someone had him, wasn't able to corral him, but slowed him down enough and held him to maybe a 1-yard gain.
Anthony Bacchiel, number 65, a senior defensive end, was a little bit slow coming up. Looks like his right leg might be bothering him a little bit. He's got 2 sacks on the year. That's tied for the team lead. I formation again on 3rd down and 4. Gresko, 3-step drop. Quick release.
Oh, he dropped it.
Over the head of one receiver, and then Josipovic dropped it.
Yeah, he had it in his hands, but I saw it bounce off the turf. So Chardon did what they needed to do and got the hold. Forcing North to punt now.
3 and out. That'll still be the second Rangers punt. There's 8 minutes, 8 seconds to play. Second quarter. Running onto the field for Chardon is Travis Ritt. And Bacchiel is sprinting, trying to get off. He does. Ooh. Oh, and it's another bad snap. Favors just jumps on top of it, and the Rangers are really hurting themselves with their punt unit.
Big time. This could be, if Chardon could push it in, it would be 14 points off of errors. You know.
Such a crucial play. And they'll take over at the 9-yard line.
Boy, that pumps up that Chardon offense. I mean, obviously they had a good drive the last time they had the ball. Defense gives it right back to them. It gives it to them in just excellent position.
Now the Toppers can take the lead. Beliveau fakes one way, gives to Nate Coy, and he is swallowed up. That's a swarm of defenders. Number 20, the cornerback, Nicholas Vogel, was one of the tacklers there.
Yeah, I'd go back to my defense of better team speed on North. I think you got to run a little bit more towards the tackles, between the tackles.
Now they'll go from the 11, 2nd down and goal. Barry in the game, as is Coy and Judd. Archie Kimbrough is lined up on the far side of the field, and Douglas on the near. Again, the fake. Ruckel is the quarterback, and Nate Coy breaks one tackle, gets down to about the 6. And it'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, I think you're going to spot that one closer to the 7.
Important play here for Chardon. We've seen Ruckel spell Beliveau a couple times. When Ruckel's in the game, that usually means that they're going to run the option or do something on the ground.
We're back to Beliveau now.
Under 7 minutes, 2nd quarter. Judd in motion. Beliveau rolling to his left. He's going to keep it. Does he get to the corner? He does.
Boy, they needed that. They needed that big time. Boy, this is just a back and forth game.
6-yard touchdown run. And just like that, Chardon back on top. 2nd touchdown today for Dan Beliveau. It's his 5th on the season on the ground. Such a talented player with both his left arm and when he runs the ball as well. Tyler Hogan is on, and the extra point is good. 24 now to 21. These two teams are scoring a lot of points here tonight. Stay with us on GTV. Well, do not forget that here at GTV you can follow us on Twitter for all the latest replay news and other important information. Join GTV on Twitter and you'll have all the latest. Hogan's kickoff again. He's going for that right side, trying to place the ball perfectly. Josipovic fields it, and he gets across the 25-yard line, and that's where the Rangers will start.
Well, we'll see what happens this time. It's either 3 and out or a good drive by North.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
There's no in between with them.
And then when they go 3 and out, they can't figure out the whole center to punter thing. Snap. That's really hurt them, giving Chardon the ball twice.
Yeah, that's 14 points.
Huge mistakes for George Burich's team. He's the 4th-year head coach for the Rangers. Morris is the lone setback. Gresco under center. Pitch right to Morris. We've seen he's got good speed when he gets to the corner, but the tackle is made out there. Number 8, Quinn Izar, was one of the Hilltoppers who tripped him up.
Yeah, you just got to string that out, which last time they had that running play, the outside with the long 85-yard touchdown. They didn't seal up the corner. That time they pursued a lot better, got a little angle, and just took the corner away from him, held him that 2-yard gain.
Now
much better.
6 minutes to give up the middle to the fullback, Torok. He's got 37 carries. Now with 2 this game, he's got 39 on the year. Jordan Morris gets most of the carries.
Oh.
And he actually missed week 4 with a concussion. And it looks like now Chardon is going to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout too. 5:37 to play before half. 24-21 Chardon. Well, Chardon was a little late getting back out onto the field, and I was wondering if North was going to snap the ball and catch him off guard, but the referee stopped that from happening, so the Toppers can set themselves up. Third down for North. Running is Morris, and he's going to be close.
Yeah, I think he's going to have it. Depends on what the referee saw, though. Depends on his spot.
Yeah, it's a first down. No hesitation by the referee.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. I thought he had it.
Another first down for North. They're right into the no huddle. 2 wideouts, I formation. Fakes the dive, and then he pitches it to Morris.
Well, that was a good gain. Maybe 7 on that one.
Good positive yards. Jordan Morris is a junior. He's 5'8", 175 pounds. When you look at these Rangers, John, you look at Gresko's a junior, Morris is a junior. Josipovic, who we've called his name, he's a sophomore. This is not only do they have some offensive talent, but these guys will be back next year, presumably.
Chardon's got a reasonable amount of youth on theirs, too.
Running right side, Morris, he has the first down. He's just shy of the 50 to about the 49. No, you're right. Chardon does have a lot of juniors who play. Someone they are playing without today is Alex Muir, number 28. He's inactive because of an ankle injury. Came in. He's a sophomore. He was leading the team in tackles with 37. But Coach DePofai said that if it was a really important game, he probably would have played, but they just didn't want to risk it. And he should be healthy and ready to go next week. Gresko will keep it right side. Great job by the defense. Number 60 was in there with the tackle. Yeah, that's Chris Lessler.
Yeah, they sealed that one off, and it probably dropped him for a 1-yard loss. So bring up a 2nd and 11 now.
4:30 and counting now, second quarter. One name we have not mentioned yet is Brent Briner, number 4, a senior. He's got 8 receiving touchdowns this year, already over 400 yards. He's having a great job, doing a great job with Gresko, who's rolling to his left, now throwing to the middle of the field over the Chardon defender.
There's the guy you just mentioned.
And there's Briner. Boy, that ball was close. If Izar, what did he need, 2 or 3 more inches to get a hand on that?
Yeah. Well, they say it's a game of inches, right? That kind of proves it. Or is that baseball, supposedly? But it applies to all sports, yeah. They're all a game of inches.
First down again, no huddle. Gresko, short drop. Boy, that's a great pass and an even better catch. I think that was one-handed by Dan Volk on the far side of the field.
It could be. They're moving downfield again through the air.
It's about 7 yards.
Yeah, it seemed like they switched over a little bit to more run balance team, but now they've gone right back to strictly passing again. And it's working effectively for them.
Gresko looking down at his wrist, getting the play. He's going to give it to Morris, who's hit a few times. He is able to squirm, and I think he'll have the first down.
Yeah, it showed some really nice balance in that one.
He does. Another first down. North now with 5 first downs on this drive.
Yeah, the Chardon linemen I see are having their hands on their hips, which is normally a sign of being tired. So Eastlake's approach of no huddle is working for them.
It's Morris again. Now a flag comes in from the referee, and that's probably a good thing if you're a Hilltopper fan. That's something we haven't seen a lot of, is it? Not a lot of flags.
No, there hasn't been a lot of, well, that's because it's been all scoring so far.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't hold on a touchdown, it's not going to be a flag on it.
It is a holding against the Rangers.
Now, Chardon's got to jump all over that and use it to their advantage and dig in a little bit and have a stop here.
Moves them back to the 32. Clock now still running, 3:08 and counting. Gresko, shotgun. Quick pass to Briner. Briner's going to try to come all the way across the field.
Which was a mistake.
Yeah, that's not the way to go. That was Nate Hinesley that ended up first getting a hand on him, and then his teammates cleaned it up.
That was a good 3, close to 4-yard loss on that one. It's going to bring up a second and, well, I don't know. You good at math?
That's a long...
Forever. We'll go with the classic forever on that one.
It's a long way. 4 wide receivers in the game. Gresko rolling left. There's all kinds of hilltoppers, and he's going to go down with the sack. Eric Pavlik hit him, and then Connick had him around the ankles.
Well, that's why I said what Chardon needed. They need to dig, and they have dug, and they put... Actually, their digging has put North in a hole.
Isn't this what you said, though? Here we have North, who looks so great, and then all of a sudden, every now and again...
Yeah, they become totally inept. They look like the worst high school team ever.
This is third, and it's got to be close to 30 yards. 32 is what the scoreboard says.
Yeah, this has got to be the most all-or-nothing team I've ever seen.
Gresko pump fakes. He's being chased by Backiel. Now he throws. There's Briner. He'll have it. Breaks one tackle and eventually is pushed out of bounds by Ruckel. And he'll be well short of the first down.
Yeah, we'll see how much faith they have in their kicker here. Yeah, they looks like there's 4 or 5 guys coming out, so I think they are going to try to tie up this ball game with a field goal.
You're right. It's going to be Anthony Dakin, the senior,
coming from the left hash.
This is going to be a 35-yard attempt. He actually only has 1 field goal on the season, but I don't think he's been asked to kick a lot of them.
Yeah, I think officially 36. He's got the T right on the 26 there.
So 36-yard attempt. There's 1:05 now. They're going to use the entire play clock to give Chardon as little time as they can. In fact, they actually may take a timeout. And they will. Timeout by George Burich. We'll take a timeout too. 59 seconds before half here on GTV. Well, Anthony Dakin looks at a 36-yard attempt to tie the game from the left hash.
Yeah, he's just got to hook it around here.
The kick is up.
It looks like it could be.
And it's good. It just got over by a few yards. Great job by the senior. And it ties the game at 24 with 54 seconds to go. And so, John, you are the sage when it comes to what we're doing here today. And if I were to say, John, what happened in the first half?
I'd say it was just inconsistency by both teams. Sometimes the offensive looked brilliant, sometimes not so brilliant. Same with the defenses. They've come up through. I think that's, if you look at the scoreboard, that's a fair assessment of what the first half was all about.
I think you're
24-24. Right. And we might not be done. Who knows?
Well, Chardon has done a nice job of limiting mistakes. You can't say that for North, though. They have had
they had the 2 very costly turnovers on the snaps. Yeah, that's definitely their good. If anybody's been luckier, it's probably been Chardon here. So they got the 2 big breaks, but you also got to get to capitalize on the breaks, and they have done a good job of that tonight. It's been a while, first half. There's no question about that.
Beliveau again back to receive. And this one is a squib kick picked up by Nick Ruckel. Across the 25 to the 30. A little bit of a seam. Ruckel's got to make sure he hangs on to the football. And he's down to the 43-yard line. So now I'm always curious about these situations because what do you do if you're Chardon? You do have a couple timeouts. But your offense is really not capable of scoring quickly. So do you take a couple chances here and potentially turn it over and have disaster happen, or do you just say, you know what, we're happy with the score?
The whole point is if you can just get a couple of longer breaks, you got a strong-legged kicker. Hogan can kick the ball, and he's accurate.
They are going to throw, and they're going to throw deep. But Nick Ruckel, he is guarded very well.
Oh, flag thrown at the end here.
Yeah, there is a flag. That was Vogel on the coverage. It's the linesman, or is that the umpire who threw the flag?
Yeah, so I don't know if that's a late holding call or if there was some sort of a personal foul of some sort. That flag came out rather late.
It's a personal foul, a blow to
Blow
the
to the
head.
head by Chardon.
Of course, we
So
didn't
it's gonna
see
be
what
back
happened.
Now I think we're just going to, set that. Before, like I said, I got faith in Hogan. I think if you can get it to the 25 to 30, you got a potential good shot at a field goal.
Yeah, we've seen good kicking. Now, with the 2 timeouts that North has, they really can't, even if they use them, they can't stop Chardon for just running out this half. But Beliveau's in the shotgun, so maybe Chardon's going to keep working at it. Fakes the give, and he goes down very quickly. Patrick Stitz was one of the Rangers, and North is going to take that timeout now with 32 seconds left in the half.
They're figuring that maybe they can get the mistake like Chardon got on, it forced them to do the long snap and hopefully get a turnover.
We'll pause too here on GTV. Second down and 24 for Chardon with 32 seconds left. Beliveau again from the gun.
Wonder if they got a 24-yard play in their playbook. Ooh, it's an option. He looked like he was looking at potentially throwing out of that.
He was potentially going to, and he ran out of bounds, though, and that was not a smart play in this situation because now North does not have to use a timeout, and it's now 3rd down and 12. That is, I am assuming that Chardon's not going to make a big play here and potentially have an opportunity to score right
Well,
before
they're
half.
within reach. It's 12 yards now. It's not the huge amounts of yardage anymore. They got it at least to a reasonable amount where you can break off a 12-yard pass or running play.
Ruckel, Kimbrough on the near side, Douglas on the far side. Ruckel again in motion. Beliveau fakes to him. Oh, and he's going to get sacked. There are 3 Rangers there. 56 is Stitz, Matt Ridenour.
And there's the timeout, as we predicted, from Eastlake.
Is another. And see, now the problem that I have with this whole drive for Chardon is you've got 19 seconds and you have to punt. And we know that North can score in a flash. And so, I feel like that you've set yourself up to potentially be losing at halftime in a game that you should not be.
Yeah. And I'm sure all North is hoping for is the mistake by Chardon, like getting a bad snap or something, or a block punt or whatever. So it'll be interesting to see if they set up a return or... Though Eastlake hasn't really hit the deep ball. They've hit the short passes and the intermediate passes. They haven't really gone, for the home run ball yet.
Jacob Kirsch will punt, and back to receive is Brent Briner.
So North should have time for 2, possibly 3 plays.
Good punt by Kirsch, and it takes a good bounce. Just let it go. Don't worry about it. The clock continuing to run.
Don't touch it till the referee blows it.
10 seconds now is all that we'll have, and we'll see what North decides to do. Maybe they'll take a shot or 2. Don't forget that birthdays, anniversaries, and other special occasions can be made more special through GTV. You can send those terrific pictures to us, and we'll help highlight the event. If you're mailing them, please enclose a self-addressed stamp envelope, and that address is GTV P.O. Box 336 Chardon 44024, or you can email them at geaugatv@windstream.net.
Okay.
So Gress goes out. What do we see? We see 4 wide receivers, if you count
Yeah, it
Morris.
looks like they're going to go for it. Now he's going to short dump, see if he can break one.
Quick pass to Morris, who gets positive yards. He stays
in bounds. That's the big deal. And there's halftime. Oh, no, they stopped it 1 second.
Oh, and it's
just to move the chains. I don't think they'll be able to get it off.
No, they will not. And so, halftime here at Memorial Field. And the game is tied at 24. And that is halftime, even though the scoreboard says 1 second. The referee says no, that is it. So go to the locker room, tied at 24. Stay with us, though, on GTV because the Hilltopper Band gives a great performance, and you're about to see it now. And then we'll be back with the second half homecoming weekend here in Chardon.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing the 2010 Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band. The band is being led onto the field by Senior Field Commander Nora Robinson and Assistant Field Commander Sarah Cunningham. Featuring our majorettes Caitlin Hummel, Kelsey Crowley, Christina Pretzel, Brittany Hoax, Amanda Large, and Emily Hummel in a Bill Chase standard from the 70s. Here is Get It On. Up next, we feature our Topperettes with Captains Rachel Lane, Maggie Williams, and Kristen Nygaard. A hit tune by one of the most popular performers today. Here is Poker Face. To close our show, we feature our majorettes, percussion sections, and trumpeters Nick Stevens and Eric Henry. Popular back in the 1930s, Here is Big Noise from Winnetka. All right, ladies and gentlemen, keep putting those hands together for the Chardon High School fight song.
Well, great job by Chardon's band, and we are almost set to get the second half started. Jamie Ward here with John Walsh. And John, just a couple statistics. If you look at North, Jordan Morris has 8 carries for 113 yards, and of course most of those came on the 85-yard touchdown. And then on the at quarterback, Gresco has completed or thrown the ball 15 times, and he's got 163 yards. So some pretty big offensive numbers for North. As the kickoff fielded by Coy, and he's got good field position for Chardon to start things off. Toppers, Zach Berry, 8 carries, 52 yards. Nick Ruckel has 3 carries for 16 yards. And that's kind of all that we've seen out of Chardon. Not a lot of big plays, but they have capitalized.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like you said, they got 24 points, but 2 of those were at a very short field from those fumbled, snaps from center on the punt attempts. I tell you, it's almost most of the adjustments had to come on the defensive end for both teams, to be quite honest with you.
Nate Coy is the ball carrier, right side. He's got some yards forward. Nice job leading the way by Will Blankenship.
Yeah, close to
junior.
5 on that one.
Just to recap the scoring, North started things off with a 2-yard touchdown run. Then Tyler Hogan hit a field goal. It was 7-3. North then 2 touchdowns, the 85-yard burner by Morris, and then he came back and scored a 5-yard touchdown. Bellevue for Chardon has 3 rushing touchdowns, and that's how we're at 24-24. The pass intended for Riley Hawkins, and it's too high.
Yeah, Chardon, I guess, decided they're going to maybe go a little bit more to the air here.
Well,
the run has been fairly effective for him for the most part, though.
It has been, and when you talk to a lot of the Chardon assistant coaches, and they've been saying this since last year with Bellevue, they do like his arm and they do like his mobility, and they always say, I think we're going to throw the ball a little bit more. But then once they take the field, it never really happens. And now the Toppers are forced to use an early timeout, and that could really hurt them.
Yeah, that can come back and bite you. You know, it's one of those you don't want to waste them too early, and that just after one play they're taking the timeout. But obviously there was something that totally out of kilter here where they were forced to use the timeout.
11-17 remaining, third quarter. Glad that you've joined us tonight. It's homecoming weekend in Chardon. All of the great things. They had a pep rally this morning at school. Of course, each class has been working very hard on the various floats that were in the parade prior to the game. It was Spirit Week all throughout the school week, where they do a number of interesting things, John, like wear your pajamas to school, and just a lot of fun for these students. And we do see a very good student crowd off toward that north end zone. So Chardon, after the timeout, looks at about a 3rd down and 5, and there was something wrong there.
Yeah, this is definitely not the way they wanted to start out the half.
That's a loss, and so it's 3 and out for the Toppers, as Jacob Kirsch will come on to punt under 11 minutes now in the third quarter.
And Kirsch wants to get off a really good one here, because you don't want to give good field position to this North team, because they've been rather explosive offensively.
Good kick, and Briner thought about it, and then he's tripped up. Nick Ruckel, nice job.
Yeah, he was just able to get there a little bit offline, but was able to reach out and grab that ankle, and that's all he needed to bring down the North player.
41-yard line is where the Rangers will start.
Yeah, we'll see if Chardon somehow makes some sort of adjustments defensively here. Try to get a 3 and out, or at least a minimal showing from this North offense.
2 wideouts and 2 backs in the game. Shotgun, Gresko, the give. Morris, he breaks through that first level, and then he goes up in the air in a somersault.
Yeah, but still got that first down. Was able to get about 11 on that one.
Great athletic play. He now has 124 yards in 9 carries. And that is better than 12 yards a carry.
Yeah, North again is going with that no huddle thing. They must have adjusted some of their two-way players.
Gresko is nowhere to go. He's tied up. Nice job. Connick, Izar on the stops. Quinn Izar very fired up. And as I mentioned before, Quinn Izar, 5'11", 170 pounds, and then his twin brother, identical twin, Tom, plays the other linebacker. They're both juniors. Tom's 5'10", 160, so they're within an inch of each other.
Well, yeah, it's identical, just being an inch off. It's not that big a deal.
2nd down and long, and a big hole by Morris.
Yeah, that was huge.
2nd time we've seen him take it all
he's
the
fast.
way.
He's got some speed.
That one is for 52 yards, and it's a shocker. North starts off the second half the way they started off the game.
Yeah, except running the ball. that was just 2 consecutive carries by Morris, and he ripped off and just put it right into the end zone.
Jordan Morris, Jr., came into the game with 4 touchdowns, but he's got 3 here today, 7 on the year. And again, he didn't even play last week because of a concussion he suffered in week 4, but he is back and making an impact. 9:41 to play, third quarter, 31-24 North. We'll be back on GTV. Well, back to receive the ball for Chardon, Dan Beliveau. We'll see if Chardon, you think they're going to go away from that trickery where they all bunch up and nobody knows who has the ball? Or are they
I think that's over. I mean, that's the type of play you pull once, and they tried it again, and it really didn't have much success. So I think it'll just be conventional returns from here on in.
Dakin, we've seen him. He's got a good
Well,
leg.
there's no return on that one.
Puts it.
No, he wasn't.
He was in, and so the touchback is the call. 9:39 now, third quarter.
Well, Chardon's going to have to drive the full length of the field, go 80 yards. But they're capable of doing it.
Do not forget, GTV has an email service that will send you replay information, and it's very easy. You just go to the website, www.geaugatv.org, and sign up, and that way when we set our schedule, you'll be the first to know. John, I know you're probably signed up for that service. You get emails from Dave?
Yeah, I sure do. And it's very helpful to see what's, the programming is that's coming for the current week. It's a nice service.
Chardon with the ball on 1st and 10. It was fumbled, and Ruckel picked it up.
Luckily, there was a North player laying right there. I'm surprised he didn't reach out and curl it up in. That was a big break for Chardon on that one.
Probably just a few feet, maybe a yard on the play, or no, looks like it's a loss.
Yeah, you'd have to call that a loss of a yard.
2nd and 11.
Statistically, they don't go half yards. They go yards in football.
Beliveau under center. He's got Coy in motion. Straight drop, and the throw low, and there was not much of a chance there on the far side for Stephen Douglas.
So Chardon's got to convert on a long third down play. 3rd and 11.
Not a lot that Douglas, the junior, could do with that throw. Ruckel into the game. We've seen Ruckel carry the ball. We've seen balls thrown to him, and of course he can play quarterback as well. Very versatile player, and he's only a junior.
And a defensive back.
And
he's forgetting about that part.
Great DB. Beliveau is going to scramble. He avoids the rush. That was Stitz, and now he's got some room. He's hit late.
I think he's got it, though.
And he does have the first down by plenty.
Yeah, +7. Brought it out over the 30, about the 36.
Great quickness and good decision when he saw there wasn't a lot there. He just avoided Patrick Stitz, the senior defensive lineman.
After he avoided that, he had that whole right side. They were bunched towards the middle of the field. Used his speed, was able to move the chains. A much-needed play for Chardon.
It certainly was. Now 8:48 to go, third quarter. Zach Berry is the lone setback. Coy's going to come in motion. He's going to go to the air. This one's to Ruckel. Pass complete, and it's a first down, 11 or 12 yards on the play.
There they go. Now they got something going.
Beliveau does throw a good ball, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's got a strong arm. Yeah, Chardon's kind of blessed with pretty much 2 starting quarterbacks. Because Ruckel's a different style. He's not as much of a thrower, but he's a good, solid runner. And so they can interchange and get 2 totally different looks out of that quarterback position.
Up to the line as they approach midfield. It's Coy in motion. Flag
Somebody
down.
must have had a little motion there. See Chardon pointing that north encroached. It is encroachment.
So the penalty goes against the Rangers. Checking into the game for Chardon is Jared Yurchek, number 58.
Well, that's a good thing for Chardon. 1st and 5.
That's right where you'd like to be in the wing tee. Haven't seen much of Barry so far here in the second half.
He had a decent amount of carries in the first half.
Give us to Paul Judd, and he's using a Barry lead block. Good forward progress.
Yeah, I think he's going to come up with about a yard short. No, they're making it closer than that. Where the referee's spotting the ball, it looks like it's going to be 2nd and inches.
Official is going to eyeball it. Let's see what he decides. He's going to want a measurement with 7:58 to play third quarter.
I'm pretty much straight across, and it looks short. Looks like he's going to be like a foot and a half short.
All right, let's see. Let's see how those eyes are working.
Yeah, maybe not a foot, but good 8 inches.
There you go. So it'll be 2nd down and really short. Now this is a great opportunity usually, right? 2nd down and really short.
Supposedly the thought pattern here is go for the bomb. You got a free play here. 2nd down you can pretty much toss away and hope to make the 1st down on a 3rd down play.
We'll see what the Toppers elect to do.
Actually, I'm a proponent of just grab the 1st down. Bad things can happen on a big play.
Fakes the
and
give.
He kept it. Yep. Faked it right up the gut and kept it and got the 1st down.
Nice job, 4 yards. Chains move again. So the Hilltoppers putting together a solid drive. They do trail by 7 points.
Yeah, it's a drive that's needed again. Like I said, yeah, this scoreboard isn't going to stay the same point-wise for either team. I think we got many more scores coming this game. It's just going to go down to who has the ball last and can they push it in the end zone.
Give us to Coy, right side. Gets a block. 25-20 and out of bounds before the 15-yard line. Great job there getting a seal, it looked like, on the outside.
Yeah, they kept the guys from penetrating in and gave him Coy the corner there, and he was able to use his speed and take advantage of that and get downfield.
Coy is a senior. He's a very gifted runner in track. In fact, he's probably, Coach DePofi once told me, probably the fastest kid in the county. And he's won the PAC in the 200-meter last year, but it looks like he hasn't really been able to get himself going probably as much as he'd like this season. Pass to Ruckel, and it's through his hands, incomplete.
Yeah, again, they like that little left side out in the flats pass. That's about the 4th time I think they've tried it on this particular possession.
Yeah, and that's Nick Vogel, the junior defensive back out there on the coverage.
Yeah, he's playing him a little loose. If he tightens him up a bit, that takes that play away from Chardon totally. But till then, they might just keep going back to it every now and then.
Give again to Coy. We saw this play a moment ago around the end. Was he on his feet or did he step out of bounds? He stepped out of bounds. Officials were looking at each other.
Yeah, he took a little bump that just knocked his balance off and was able to just have that foot cross over under the line.
Right at the 5-yard line, just in front of it, so the 4-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal for Chardon. North is running in Turek to play linebacker. The give is to Coy, and he will be short.
Yeah, they have seemed to have forgotten about the fullback here, Barry, haven't they?
So Belleville has 3 touchdowns in similar situations. Is he going to get 4 here? They've been good, like you mentioned. You fake the Barry, and then you just walk in.
for Chardon's benefit, hope somebody does.
Barry is behind, and he's got Judd to his right and Coy to his left. See if the Toppers can grind one out, and that's a whistle and a flag.
I think that's a procedure on that one. No, they got him encroaching again.
Second time.
Wow, so that will take it a foot?
It's not gonna, yeah, it's not gonna hurt really North in any way.
Yeah, it doesn't change the play call either. You could pretty much, unless you showed, direction a little bit too much, you can go with the same basic play in this one, what you had called earlier.
Give his to Barry. He walks in.
Yeah, that left side just blew open a big hole for him.
The junior scores and pulls the Toppers to within 1 point. Give him a 1-yard touchdown run. 5:57 on the clock. And for Zach Barry, that is a team-high 7 touchdowns on the year, all of them rushing.
And Chardon comes right back and answers North after their easy score. Oops, you get a flag tossed on that one.
Extra point is good, but yes, there is a flag down. And this is an important point.
Yeah, when you get this tight a game in a shootout, the extra points are very important. Holding, Chardon.
He's going to call a hold. You don't see a lot of that. You don't really have time to hold on an extra point.
No, you pretty much, the players are bunched up pretty much foot to foot. There's no gaps. They seal the gaps up, and you pretty much just block your area.
That's a killer penalty. Now it turns an extra point into a 30-yard field goal attempt. Now Hogan has hit from 30 today, but this is not a chip shot. Good rush, and I think they got a hand on it.
He got it.
Can you believe
got
that?
Just enough. Hit the crossbar and went over. And the crowd liked that one.
Incredible.
The magic of Hogan, I guess.
Ties the game at 31. Boy, hopefully you can see a replay on that one. We'll pause here on GTV. Well, Tyler Hogan was able to just put enough on that extra point after the holding call. Now all of a sudden the flags are coming.
Jeez, yes, on a regular basis.
In bunches. You're going to get
procedure. There's someone from Chardon got a little ahead of Hogan. You can't cross the line till the kicker meets the ball. I tell you, I looked after that extra point field goal, whatever you want to call it there, and kicking coach Marty Mackar was just smiling. It was like, that's what I taught him.
Yeah.
Just make enough to make the bar, we're all over.
It's all you needed. So that'll put him back 5 yards. Let's see if Hogan continues his strategy of trying to kick the ball down into that corner to Josipovic. He's going to go to the other side. We've seen him do that before. This is Briner. And Briner brought down finally at the 27-yard line. That's where North will start.
Again, good coverage by that Chardon special teams. They're doing a good job of keeping them pinned down inside the 30 today.
And another flag, and it's a holding.
Hold, yeah. So that'll march it back at least 10 yards, being a spot foul. And that's about, I guess it was right at the very end, because that's where they marked it.
Yeah,
moved it back about 10 yards.
Placed on the 18.
So what was a good, position to hold him in has become even better now.
Now they got to keep their eye on Jordan Morris, who's got 176 yards on the ground. This they fake to him, and then they throw a little screen to Arnold, and he's got positive yards.
That was a good play call. That time you capitalize on what Chardon was burnt by before, which was Morris getting the ball in the backfield.
Another penalty flag, though.
Fake to him and just hit the quick little screen to the outside and let him run for first down, which is coming back, or what they call it. I didn't see the call on that one.
It's coming back. It was a holding against North.
Oh, it's another hold. Wow.
And so it's going to go all the way back. So pretend like that last play never occurred. 1st and 10 again. Gresco throwing it, and it's through the hands of Arnold.
That's a good break for Chardon. Now if they can get a couple more and get the hold here, they'll be back in business to maybe take the lead over again.
It's one thing they have not been able to do today is have that lead.
Yeah, it's true. They've always been fighting from behind.
4 wide receivers in the game, and then there's Morris. And they're going to sue a little swing pass to him. Good open field tackle, though. That is Quinn Izar. You really have to tackle Morris in the open field, because if you don't, he could take it all the way.
Yeah, he does have speed to burn. So that brings a 3rd and long. We'll call it 8, but it's a good long 8.
Rangers in a no huddle. Seem to know what they want to do. 5 minutes now. They're going to pitch it over to Morris. He ran out of room. Recovered. He fumbled. It's on the ground.
Chardon got it.
That was John Connick who recovered it for the Toppers. 3rd mistake by North today. 3rd major turnover that they've had deep into their own territory, and now the Toppers will start from the 25-yard line.
And the trick is make them pay again. Chardon's done a good job of that tonight on the other 2 turnovers and made them pay with 2 touchdowns out of that. You got to just capitalize when you get the opportunity, and this is a big opportunity for Chardon.
First chance of the evening for the Toppers to potentially grab a lead. The give right side to Coy. He cuts it up. That was a great decision. Oh, but there's a penalty flag coming in. It is a touchdown, but that flag is going to be a hold.
Yeah, it's either that or a block below the waist.
Boy, what happened to these teams when they came out here in the second half? We've seen more penalties in the last 5 minutes than we saw in the whole first half.
Definitely. So, yeah, maybe referees didn't have their flags first half. Got them at halftime out of their bags, and
I would prefer if they would
doing some catch-up.
Get rid of them again. This game has had a really nice flow, but now both teams committing costly penalties. That erased a touchdown for Chardon. Now, of course, that penalty may have opened up the seam that Coy scored at, but nevertheless, it's now 1st and 13. Far side is Nick Ruckel. He's the lone wideout. Belleville looking in his direction.
Ooh,
and
it could have been intercepted.
Off of the fingertips of Vogel.
Yeah, that was a little dangerous pass there. But luckily, Vogel wasn't able to corral it.
Ruckel will check out, and we'll see Stephen Douglas again, the junior. He'll come in. Zach Berry is behind Belleville. Only 3 down linemen for North. Coy running outside. What a great tackle. Boy, that was Torek.
No, yeah, Brendan Torek was in there, got penetration, was able to get past the lead blocker, which was Barry out there. You know, Barry passed him by, he was able to cut behind him and get to Coy.
Another loss, 3rd down and about, it's a short 14 or a long 14 or a short 15, but it's a long way. And for Hogan right now, this is a, 46-yard field goal attempt?
You got to divide this into 2 plays. Try to get about 7, 8 out of this if you can.
Belleville's going to fake the give, running toward the sidelines. Oh, and there's a late hit.
That's going to be first down. They're going to get the yardage plus the late hit. Personal foul, that's going to bring it an automatic first down with it.
That's another killer penalty if you're a North fan. And
a good one if you're a Chardon fan.
yes, you're right. 15 yards tacked on to the end and the automatic first down.
He's taking it from the original line of scrimmage? Is that where they're marking it off? I don't understand that.
Well, unless he didn't have much of a gain. Of course, because they're inside the 30, it would be half the distance to the goal, which is close to the same thing. So they're going to be at the, 14-yard line.
Yeah, 14. And a first down. That's the important thing.
Now, Beliveau is lined up here as a wide receiver on the near side of the field, and Ruckel is the quarterback. And Ruckel just gives up the middle. No hole there for Berry.
There. Yeah, there wasn't much of room. He might have got a yard out of it. That's about it.
Hilltoppers, after that very difficult start with the loss to West Geauga. You, of course, did that game for GTV, and that was a tough game for Chardon. They were really never in that game.
West G's a really good team.
And they came back, though, and lost in week 2. But since then, they've been going in the right direction. And again, it's Zach Berry, and he has nothing.
Yeah, they've sealed up the middle. Done a really good job on that because that was at their weak point earlier. So I'll bring up a 3rd and 9.
Certainly, though, this is well within Hogan's range.
Yeah, but you're not thinking 3 at this point. You're thinking 7.
On the far hash, Beliveau keeps it right side. He's got blocks, and he is in for the touchdown. 4th time today, Dan Beliveau. And Chardon finally has the lead.
Yeah, it took him to the 2:32 mark of the 3rd quarter, but doesn't matter. Actually, the only time it really matters is when you get to 0-0-0 in the 4th quarter.
Hogan's extra point. This one is a bit simpler than the last, and now it's 38-31. Chardon on top with 2:32 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We'll pause on GTV. Tyler Hogan will put the ball on the hash here on the near side of the field from our vantage point. Hilltoppers, once again, John, they've done it now 3 times. North makes a mistake, Chardon scores a touchdown. You can win football games like that.
Ooh.
Kick is bobbled, and then he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, either the ball hit out of bounds or he stepped, one or the other.
One or the other. That was Josipovic.
And a flag.
Oh, and I don't know. It looks like now Josipovic got tackled after that whole thing, and so what are they going to call? No, it's going to be against North. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Wow. I think he must have said, I wasn't out of bounds, sir, or something stronger than that.
Half the distance to the goal, and
must have been a verbal personal foul because I didn't really see any action.
And North is once again pinned deep. They do, of course, have the weapons.
And they don't seem to do well when they're this deep, you know?
Yeah.
This is where their problem is. It's like they get nervous when they feel that goal line on their backs.
Gresco, quick drop, pass complete, and there it is. Briner's off to the races. Across midfield, only Ruckel can catch him. And it's a touchdown. Unbelievable.
Wow.
92 yards. The long this season for Gresco was an 89-yard touchdown pass. Go ahead and add a 92 to that list.
Yeah, it's tough to improve on those.
I got to say.
Wow, this is going to turn out to be one of those whoever has the ball last.
North can look so bad and then so explosive in just the blink of an eye. Extra point is good. Game tied at 38 with 2:14 left, third quarter. Do not go anywhere if you're watching this one, because there's still a lot to be seen here at Memorial Field. Well, North, again, the quick strike. They've tied the game at 38. We knew that North could score points, and I would have to think if the score continues to get higher and higher, that doesn't usually suit the Toppers. Now they've kept up, so they've done a good thing. But when you look at their wins against VASJ 16-0 and some of their other games, I don't think they want to be in a track meet with North.
Oh, there they go again.
It's Nate Coy this time.
I don't know. I don't know about using that again. It's one of those. One, you don't have any momentum coming out of that. You know, it's slowed down. Two, they've been in the locker room and discussed this. You know, so the kids out there, the first time you hit them on a surprise, after you can talk about how to defense it and stuff, it's not going to work as well. So I don't agree with that call anymore. And, but that's just my opinion.
That was the third time. We may see it again. Who knows? I'm sure that Chardon has not returned their last kick.
Well, they're just down to the 21, so maybe we won't see it again.
Zach Berry, Paul Judd are the two backs, and it looks like Riley Hawkins might be back there as well. Beliveau under center. The pass is a long pass.
Got him.
That's Paul Judd.
And I looked downfield. I saw Judd was 4 steps behind the guy. And it was just a function of Beliveau getting the ball out to him.
Great
spiral. He was wide open.
Nice job by Judd to concentrate, make the catch. It's across the 50 to the 41-yard line.
That's picking up a lot of yardage really, really quick.
Chardon doing their best North impersonation there.
Yeah.
Under 2 minutes now in the third quarter.
Now they can go back to, they got lots of room to open up their running game.
Beliveau fakes the give, and he'll go across for a couple yards. Looks like there is also a little bit of pushing and shoving.
I noticed that too. They're getting a little cheeky out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of those that the referees probably have said stuff, and they're going to start throwing little flags if it gets a little too much, because you got to nip it in the bud.
Second down, 7. They're going to run the reverse. It's Judd going up the middle, and he has a first down for Chardon. Just short of the 30-yard line. 31-yard line is where he goes down, now under a minute. Oh, and they're gonna ask for a measurement.
Really? Well, no, I guess what I see, that is tight.
Wasn't a great. Well, I think it wasn't a great spot.
Yeah, we don't have a real sharp angle here, but it is tight from whether it is a first down or not. Could be an inch or two short, and I think it is. Yeah.
Toppers will be short, and so that brings up third down, and what do you say, 6, 7, 8 inches?
Yeah, but you got 2 downs to complete that. I don't seriously think they'll attempt a field goal here if they don't make it. They'll go for it on 4th down.
This is an opportunity that Beliveau could keep it himself, may give it to Berry. Turns, Zach Berry has the first down, and I think he was the one who put the hit on Torek.
Yeah, so the chains move again for the Toppers.
Forceful running. Berry continues to be the workhorse for the Hilltoppers this season. We've seen some other guys carry the ball today, but Zach Berry, if you look at all of the other tailbacks, has at least 3 times more carries. Now, of course, Beliveau carries the ball a lot himself.
Well, this could be the last play of the third quarter of at what we called an evenly matched game, and it just proved to be very much so.
Fakes the give, keeps it right side inside the 20 and out of bounds.
Oops, out of bounds. We'll give him another play. 6 seconds left. Oops. You watched, but Ruckel run out of there with his hands up. That means there was a little extracurricular that he's saying I wasn't part of.
Another first down. What do you think of the crowd here tonight, John?
It's a good, solid crowd.
Yeah,
you know, Eastlake's a little bit sparse on their side, but Chardon has done a good job of loading up the stands.
This is probably the coldest Friday night football weather we've had.
So far, yeah.
Especially when you're up in these aluminum bleachers.
But it's only 6th week, so it's not going to be the coldest.
Oh, and it's a fumble by Zach Berry. You can see he's got his head on the turf. That's disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah, it stopped a promising drive by Chardon here.
And so really for the first time today, the Hilltoppers have turned the ball over and done it in a very inopportune time.
Yeah, but unlike North, it's not, that close to the goal line. So North is going to have to make something go if they want to get points out of it. They're going to have to drive, 82 yards?
Well, that's about one play. There's only 2 seconds on the clock. So this will, in fact, be the final play of the third quarter. Give is to Morris, straight ahead. No gain. And 3 quarters are complete here in Chardon. 38-38 is the score. And I don't know what to expect. I don't think you do either, John. It's
points. That's all I expect is points.
Well, keep it here. Fourth quarter on the way on GTV. Second down and 10 for North. They have 5 wide receivers. Gresco, short drop over the middle. Wide open is Brent Briner. And again, he's off to the races. 25 breaks a tackle, and he's finally pushed out of bounds by Riley Hawkins.
Wow. Again, that's the whole thing. You got that air, if you're throwing team and stuff, you're definitely more explosive because you can just break one at any moment. Runs broken don't happen anywhere near the frequency of a passing attack.
All the way down to the 20.
Chardon defense has got to dig in here.
I formation. Give us to the fullback. Goes ahead, positive yards, about 4 it looks like.
Yeah, just straight up the gut football that time. Chardon was able to stop him closer to like 3.
It's been so unpredictable as to, you look at North on the one hand, they're striking from 80 yards out. They've done it twice. They've had big plays like the one we just saw, and then the same offense goes out there and fumbles the ball and goes in the opposite direction. And like that.
Well, that's what Chardon wants to see 2 more of, is just like that.
It'll bring up third down. The Toppers have been consistent.
Yeah. Yeah, for the most part. I mean, their offense has moved. I'm not sure they've really had a 3 and out. Being capable of moving the ball at least, not necessarily getting into the end zone, but moving it.
3rd and 13. Gresco is going to move the pocket to the right, and his throw is to Morris. It's caught, but he'll be short of the first down. So now you're George Burich, the North coach. What are we doing?
Well, at fourth down, you got to take the 3. You got to get points when you get the possibility of doing it. You know, it just depends kind of if you have faith in your field goal kicker, which maybe he doesn't because it looks like they're going for it.
And Chardon.
Now they're going to talk about it.
Well, the Toppers are the one who took the timeout.
Oh, did they?
Second wasted timeout for Chardon. We'll take a break here on GTV. So head coach Jim DePofi huddling with his Toppers. Rangers, certainly they could kick a field goal from here, but they're going to go for it on 4th down and 4.
Oops.
Or are they going to try to draw Chardon off?
Well, they almost did.
And they're going to throw across the field. Myeroff.
Oh, goodness.
The deflection is caught by Josipovic, and it's a touchdown.
What should have been an interception bounced off his chest, and the North receiver was able to come up with it.
Myeroff played that ball beautifully.
Yeah, the only thing is he didn't bat it in the ground or catch it. That was the only fault he had on that play.
That was something that you won't see all that often, and that's not the first time we can say that for the game tonight. And so now North has 44 points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the odder games I've seen. You know, it's just that you don't know what's going to happen.
Extra point is into the North stands. It looks like a number of Topper fans there to catch it and throw it back. And so 10:08 to play in this one, 45-38. We'll pause again here on GTV. Well, a crazy catch by Ben Jos. Let's say, what is, that's probably a good Croatian name, but Josipovic. And that gives the lead now to the Rangers. And you said just a minute ago, John, that you really think it's important that Chardon goes down and ties the game on this possession.
Yeah, pretty much, because, you know, the way it's been going, North could put another score on the board, and Chardon gets down 2. They're in trouble.
Yeah, and
they're in big trouble if they get down 2 scores. So the only way to ensure that you're not going to get down 2 scores, you got to tie it up now. You know, and then you hope your defense does it, and you can get the ball back and win the game. But I think if Chardon doesn't, you know, put this one in the end zone, they're in trouble. Because we're down to 10 minutes.
Going to have to go about 83 yards.
Well, they've done it before. They've driven pretty much the length of the field tonight.
Coy breaks a tackle, and he's finally brought down by Phil Arnold.
Got a first down, though.
Defensive back, great opening play, though. Takes him to the 28-yard line. Clock is now under 10 minutes. It's at 9:56. Jamie Ward is here with John Walsh. Glad that you're watching this Chardon homecoming game.
And it's been wild, but it's been entertaining. I mean, face it, you got 2 teams putting tons of points up on the board, and it's stayed close throughout. What more can you ask from a high school football game?
Such an important pack game, too, for both of these teams. And Chardon, of course, hasn't won a game in conference since 2008. Zach Berry ahead for a couple.
Yeah, grinded it out straight ahead. Yeah, they've sealed up that middle quite a bit. Any adjustments that North's made on their defensive line have worked rather well. They were a little porous earlier, allowing themselves to be pushed out of the way and getting decent yardage between tackles, but they've kind of taken that away. You don't abandon it, though. You still got to keep pumping up the middle, but you mix in other stuff with it.
Whistle and a referee's timeout. It looks like maybe one of the North players has an equipment malfunction of some kind. Loose broken chin strap or something, but it's been fixed. Second down, 8 for Chardon. They're in the wing T. Ruckel split out wide. Beliveau keeps it. Nice job to break one tackle, but then he's brought down by Ethan Wiest, a senior.
Didn't get much, maybe a yard or so out of it. So that'll bring up a 3rd and call it 6, I guess.
Yeah. 3rd and 6 into the game for Chardon is Jared Yurchek. And also number 81 is going to come in. Roger Davis, a sophomore. Important play for the Hilltoppers.
Yes, they need to convert this one.
Barry, Judd, and Coy in the backfield. The give straight ahead. No, it's
keeper.
Faked. Belivo's got
He's
the
got
first
it.
down. 3rd time today that I've been tripped up by the wing T. I've seen it a number of times. You'd think I would have caught on by now. But
Well, I'm assuming the North players on the right side of their defense were tricked up a little bit too. Cheated that one step to the inside, and that's all the room that Beliveau needs to run it to the outside.
big conversion for Chardon. He went out of bounds with exactly 8 minutes to play.
Yeah, they got to keep those chains moving.
Coy with a little bit of motion. Now he's going to come back.
Ooh, a lot of motion.
3 guys jumped there for Chardon. That's going to set up a 1st and 15.
Boy, you don't want to be doing that. Yardage has been precious to come by tonight for Chardon. You know, the bigger plays, I mean. And to put yourself in a hole with the 1st and 15, that's not the area you want to go to.
Don't forget to check out next week. John Walsh will be doing a game with Craig Dees at Notre Dame Cathedral Latin. It'll be here on GTV against their rival Lake Catholic.
Yeah, those teams really don't like each other very much. Actually, they don't like each other at all.
Beliveau has a lot of time, but now he's pressured, and he's drugged down from behind.
Took a little loss on that one, too. Lost a couple.
Matt Ridenour drug him to the floor. Ridenour has got 22 tackles on the season, and that's his 3rd sack on the season. He leads all of the Rangers in that category now. And so now, what is it? 2nd and 16.
Yeah, Belivo's limping off the field there. So Ruckel's in at quarterback, I would assume. Yes, he is.
That was Ridenour really grabbed him from behind and took him down. So Ruckel is faced now with the 2nd and long. And he is also sacked. The fake, and
there was somebody penetrated and got on him before he could take off. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and long again. 5-18 maybe?
North not at all fooled the last 2 plays. Belivo's going to come back in, and you can tell he's running a little bit gingerly. But they probably need his arm on this play.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's the whole reason for that one.
And now again, the referees have whistled for a timeout, and they're going to have a conversation with Mickey Quinn, number 53, a senior, and he's going to have to come off the field. He'll be replaced by Cameron Corona, a junior.
Not exactly sure why either.
Well, it's 3rd and long. Call it 19. Archie Kimbrough, Nate Coy lined up on the near side. Barry in the backfield. Paul Judd is also there. Coy is going to run it right side. Gets plugged up and has about 4 yards, but that's not nearly enough, and the Hilltoppers will have to punt.
Yeah, we're down to 6 minutes left here, and it doesn't bode well. The defense definitely has to shut them down right away and get the ball back. There really is no other choice. You can't allow North to score again because the time is just too short, because Chardon isn't the big play team. They're the driving team. And when you're under 6 minutes and you got to get the ball back and score twice, It's a rough chore.
Kirsch, a booming punt, and it's fielded by Briner, and Briner goes out of bounds. Good field position for North. 5:29 now to play.
Yeah, defense has got to dig in big time here. And the thing is, North, you don't know what they're going to come. They got a solid running game with explosive back Morris, and they got the solid passing game. So offensively, they're a tough team to defend.
They certainly have been, and we've seen the speed of Morris, especially when he gets on the outside, and then we've seen the middle of the field open up for some long gains by Gresko. Gresko.
You're going to open up with the one right up the gut for decent yardage, too.
On the dive. Clock now running. Toppers, one timeout.
Got a good 4 yards out of that one.
And Eric Pavlik is slow getting up, and they're going to stop the clock, which means he's going to have to come off the field. He's so important, Eric Pavlik.
Oh, yeah, that's one of their defensive stalwarts out there.
We haven't really mentioned him enough, and that's because he's playing on the line and he's playing on the offensive line. He's playing the right tackle, but people in Chardon call him the E-Train, and he is really the foundation of both the offensive and defensive lines. Morris is stopped.
They did a good job on that one. Able to stop him as Pavlik goes back out on the field.
Will Blankenship is off. Probably a nickel package here for Chardon with their defensive backs, Riley Hawk and Nate Hinesley. Meyerhoff, Judd, and Ruckel.
Yeah, big down here for Chardon Toppers. They need a hold.
Gresko over the middle, and it is incomplete.
And they got their hold. So now they got 4:32 to drive the ball the length of the field from wherever they get it after this punt and get into the end zone. We potentially could be looking at overtime tonight.
North is going to go for it. In fact, they're not even hesitating. Right into the gun now on 4th down and 6. The Ranger. Oh, and they're going to try a little pooch punt. And so Chardon has nobody back to return because they think that the Rangers are going to go for it, and that's a pretty neat little play there.
Yeah. Though, quite honestly, the way they had it set up, he kicked awful close at line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of all you need is one big hand sticking up there, and you can get it blocked. But he got it off. So I guess that's the whole thing that counts.
Ball is on the 22-yard line, and the Hilltoppers, they need a touchdown to tie. Bellevue seems to be okay, despite being shaken up on that last drive. The give straight away, Zach Berry. Moving forward for 4 yards. Good carry.
Yeah, that's all right. They have enough time. They only have the one timeout, but they do have enough time to get down the field. And quite honestly, if you do push in the end zone, you don't want to leave a lot of time for North. Because, you know, they can strike real quick.
Oh, look at coming through the backfield was number 42, Ante Lozancic. He might have, you think they're going to get him for offsides?
I think maybe so. He was trying to anticipate, well, he's clapping. So maybe he heard something.
Oh, they're going to call a chop block.
Wow. Yeah, I think he must have just timed that one just right then. Yeah, he was anticipating the snap and guessing when it was going to come and took a shot.
Shot right across, and now this is what you were talking about, John. This is not the situation that the Toppers do well in, second and very long.
No, not at all. Just because they don't have the big play capability. You know, there's some teams that run the ball that do have big play capability.
They're having a lot of confusion right now as to what personnel should be on the field. They don't know, and they have to burn their last time out. And that is a reason to be very frustrated if you're a Chardon fan. And so we'll pause with 3:31 to play here at Memorial Field. So second down, 18. Chardon had a chance to talk about this play. They go on a quick snap count, and the throw by Beliveau is over the head of Archie Kimbrough, his intended target. It's now 3rd and long, and now the problem is, John, is you really can't punt anymore. You can't give the ball back because you don't have any timeouts.
Because you got no timeouts, right. Yeah, so you can't. Yeah, Chardon's in a bad way right now.
Into the game, Stephen Douglas. John Connick will run out. Expect Beliveau to put it in the air. Maybe pick up a portion of it, or maybe more, hit somebody on a seam. He's got all of his best receivers in the game, and there's the rush again. It's the same guy.
Blitz right up to...
Beliveau gets by it, throwing, and it's a diving Paul Judd, but it's incomplete. And now with 3:21, you've got to ask yourself, can you punt?
Yeah, that's a rough one. You don't want to turn it over down here, but, you punt it away, you may never see the ball again.
Well, Chardon has not made a decision. They can't call a timeout to think about it. And so play clock
looks like
now
they're
is
going
running.
for it.
They are going to go for it. Douglas and Ruckel in the game. So this is likely the ball game for the Hilltoppers. They need 18 yards to continue.
I think they better hustle up, too. I think the play clock is going to be running out on them.
Some of the fans growing testy, shouting. Beliveau in the shotgun, and there it is, the delay of game.
Saw that one coming. Saw that one coming big time.
So the Toppers, who had played so well for 3 quarters, have found themselves, even though they're down by 7, they have not put their best foot forward in this 4th quarter. And they're really, the mistakes, other than the fumble, have been
a lot of mental mistakes.
Issues that are not coming during play, but in fact in between the plays. Here we go. 4th down and long. It's a bad snap. Beliveau will go down.
Wow.
Is it a safety? No, I don't think that it is. It was pretty close, but he'll go down at the 1-yard line with 3:16 to play.
Yeah, North can just, quarterback sneak it into the end zone from this point. That might be the safest route to go, too. That way you don't have the exchange problems. Just get the snap and go left or right of your center.
It was a bad snap to Beliveau, and then we saw North during that drive especially really put some pressure on him. So let's see what they decide to do here. Let's see if they go with the sneak. Gresko does have 3 touchdowns on the ground. He had one in the 1st quarter. The give up the middle, the fullback, second effort. Official says no, he is not in.
I thought he was. I didn't think his knees touched, and then he lunged. He was on top of the pile.
Chardon was trying to say that maybe they had the football. Riley Hawkins was holding it at the end, but play had been blown dead. Clock running now at 2:50. That line for Chardon needs to hold and needs to hope that the Rangers make a big mistake.
See the quarterback looking at the back judge there. He'll give him a signal when there's 10 seconds. There he puts his hand up.
The give, same play up the middle, and it's a touchdown. Brennan Torek, the fullback, marches it ahead, and with 2:27 now, it is a 51-38 score. And what's sort of strange about that, now it's not identical, but last year it was a 2-score game as well, when North winning 54-32. So these 2 teams they've been here before.
Yep. A lot of points, and hasn't gone Chardon's way either year.
Extra point is good. And we'll pause, bring you the final few minutes of this one on GTV. North will kick it off. They lead 52-38.
Well, what Chardon has to do now is score real quick and then hope for the onside.
Squib kick, Paul Judd runs in, fields it, and he's wrapped up and tackled by a host of Rangers. So 2:22 left. You only really have one option here, really, right? You have to score, and you have to score quickly, and then you have to recover an onside kick.
Yeah.
And then you have to score again. And they have to be touchdowns. So it's really disappointing to think about how well Chardon played for 3 quarters and how everything just kind of unraveled here at the end.
Yeah, definitely did. They were right in the ball game, and then all of a sudden they started making these mistakes that just took them out of the ball game. In theory, they were equal to North and had every right to come out of here with a win tonight.
Ruckel is going to take it, and then he throws it back across the body, and boy, that was Kyle Holzheimer, a junior. He would have walked in for a touchdown.
But you got to go with the ball. And that was the one piece he missed on that one. He didn't catch the ball.
I got to also just throw out there that now is really not the time to run a trick play because you're not going to trick anybody. Everybody knows you've got to get all the way down the field. And so that sort of thing that they just tried is not going to fool your secondary. They're going to be playing back in a prevent at this point. A lot of defensive backs in the game for the Rangers. Beliveau is in the shotgun.
Sneaking up on the blitz again, up the gut.
Once again, he's pressured.
He's over the line. Okay. I thought he was still looking to throw.
Late flag comes in. It's likely to be a holding. Might be on Bobby Trofe. He was the only topper in the vicinity of where the official would have called the penalty. They are going to send them back. Legal block in the back, it was. Well, Chardon will go on, and next week they'll continue pack play. Sorry, I just had to grab my schedule here. But anyway, next week they will host Madison here in Chardon.
Again, Madison is a good solid. They're always a physical team. They're a good sized team always. But they're beatable this year, I believe. They just got to mentally regroup and get this North loss out of their minds and play their full capabilities. So Corey gets a carry and picks up some of the lost yardage. Still short of the initial first down, so we'll bring up a 3rd and 15? 16 maybe?
Chardon does in fact lose this game, they will fall to 3-3. They'll go to 500, and as will North, they'll go to 500 as well.
And the thing is, one game behind in the pack. Oops. I think. Yeah, it's Canadian football.
Whistle hasn't even blown, and now it's just, boy.
That's got to be scary when you're the two wings and all of a sudden you meet your counterpart in motion. You figure, one of us messed up here.
Well, they'll accept the penalty. It's 3rd and very long. Don't forget that you can see all of the homecoming stuff. If you check over on our other channel on GTV, we'll have the parade with the floats and the pep rally and a lot of other things. All of the non-football related homecoming stuff is going to be available on GTV over on our other channel. Dan Beliveau
again, a loss. Yeah, Beliveau is down.
He took a hard hit, and now he's in pain, and now you almost got to wonder, boy, This one, it doesn't matter anymore, but you need him next week, that's for sure. There were 3 Rangers that were unblocked on that play.
Yeah, they tried to do the sweep to the outside, and they're sealing the outside. They know that. You drop back in coverage, make sure you keep everybody in front of you, and seal the corners, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, we'll pause. Let's hope Dan Beliveau's okay on GTV. Hilltoppers set up to punt on 4th and long, and Kirsch gets it away.
It's off and nice and nobody deep, so he gets the benefit of the roll, too.
Well, that's going to help his
punting
statistics.
Average, yeah.
There's something to take away from that last drive. Nothing really else, though. 48 seconds, a change of possession. So don't forget, moving ahead on GTV, that the Berkshire Cardinal game will also be available to view. That's week 10 between those 2 rival schools, and then there's also some soccer and volleyball to be finished. And all of the fall sports that we have done on GTV this year, of course, can be purchased. And it's a really great thing if you've got a son or a daughter or a friend or anybody that is playing in these games. You
Taking
can just
a knee.
Go to www.geaugatv.org and you can order any of the DVDs that way. They're now 37 seconds, so they're going to have to snap it one more time, John. And
yeah,
this was a game. It's the strange thing is that a lot of these fans are going to walk out of here tonight with their heads down, and it shouldn't have been the case, because Chardon really
like
well.
I said, it was theirs to win. They could have had the game.
12 seconds now, and 10, and both teams will line up at the middle of the field and shake hands, and we'll pause, and then we'll wrap things up here from Memorial Field. Final score here tonight is North 52, Chardon 38, and we were talking about it right before we went off, John. It's just a strange feeling to a game in which Chardon played really well.
It's one of those you can't really say North won it as much as Chardon lost it, It's kind of, they had the opportunity to come out of here with the W, and I guess they just didn't want it as bad as North wanted it, and so North will take it back to Eastlake with them with another win and a big back win for them.
Beliveau had 4 touchdowns on the ground. He was helped off there at the end. Zach Berry tacked on another one for Chardon, and that's where the scoring came from. So again, with the loss, the Toppers fall to 3-3 with 4 games left to play. Thank you so much for joining us. The last thing to do on this weekend is the dance, and all the students will have a great time at the dance. For the people behind the camera, Chris and Jeff Graw, and our executive producer, Dave Jevnikar and John Walsh, I'm Jamie Ward. Thanks so much for watching today, and we'll see you soon.